Good evening. I thought I'd experiment with doing a video at this slightly jauntier angle, just kind of off-center. You know, it's very French New Wave. Anyway, tonight I wanted to do a video where a number of things that were happening in the news came together, and my mind started linking them. And first part was the news that Formula One is going to get rid of the grid girls, and also darts, I think, are also getting rid of pretty girls, models, and what are called in the industry as promo girls, and getting rid of them from these sporting events. So who are grid girls or promo girls? Well, these are very attractive young ladies, smartly dressed, or you may say on occasion dressed in a kind of sexy, attractive manner, and they kind of provide a visual adornment to the sports. So the grid girls in Formula One would hold a sign with the driver's name on it, so Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton, driving for Mercedes, and they would stand in the grid position. And I think sometimes they'd also, correct me if I'm wrong, but they would walk the drivers out to their cars. Likewise, darts has something similar, but obviously on a lower budget and slightly less glamorous. No disrespect for darts, but you know, in the glamour stakes, you just are nowhere near Formula One. Formula One tops the glamour stakes in sport. Always has done, always will do. And also, I remember at the London 2012 Olympic Games, you would have what were called athlete escorts, who, again, kind of there to visually promote things. These were very attractive, smartly dressed people, very smart purple uniforms, if I remember, and they would walk out ahead of the athletes, escort them to the podiums, or escort them into the sporting arenas. And all this is to go because it's, you know, plugs into the objectification of women argument. So my mind started thinking, hang on, is this the thin end of a bigger wedge? You know, every time the progressive left kind of lobbies for something, I think, no, you're not going to stop there. There's the next thing, and it's all part of a bigger package. And that coincided with Manchester Art Gallery's decision to take down a Pre-Raphaelite painting by Waterhouse of bathing nymphs. So this painting, quite a well-known one, had these young ladies undressed, bathing in a natural pool. It's all very Pre-Raphaelite, and that's being taken down because it doesn't fit in with modern progressive sensibilities. And then I started thinking, hang on, this is where it's going. This is where it's going. And I can see how the left are trying to fight a war against visual stimulation. So human beings have evolved to be stimulated very much by visual things. In some cases, it's a defense mechanism. So you might see something, your brain registers that as either pleasant or unpleasant, and you'll base your fight, flight, or unite reactions based on that. So we have laws of attraction, and our brains, which are very artistic in a way that no other animal is very visually stimulated. It's no surprise that cavemen, cave women, cave people, you know, sort of prehistoric people, the first things they do, they learn how to survive, but the first thing they do that they don't have to do in order to survive and procreate is create art. And we are very visually stimulated. And I see this happening in progressive left circles, that that being visually stimulated is problematic, as the soy boys would say. So what you get is this idea that human beings are visually stimulated beings, and that men in particular are visually stimulated. You know, they respond to attractiveness, And as we know in modern Marxist thinking, men in the 21st century are a problem. So anything that men instinctively like has got to be a problem. And if it's a problem, it has to be eliminated. And so now I'm seeing this, and I predict it won't end here. I think there'll be now a movement against classical art in general. Western art, I think to some extent art in other countries as well, which places emphasis on beauty. I think they will come under pressure as well, whether they'll be robust enough to withstand it. I don't think Western society at the moment is particularly robust in defending its traditions. Pardon me. So we have, going back to Greek times, the Greek sculptures and artists and philosophers as well were always had the ideal of beauty and perfection, striving towards an ideal, whilst recognizing that the vast majority of us will never reach that physical perfection. No matter how much I go down to the gym and work out, or maybe apply the Grecian 2000 or get a toupee, I'm never going to, not that I would do those things, go to the gym, but most of us will never achieve that. But you can dream, you can aspire. We can say this is attractive, and even though attractiveness and beauty is subjective, and a lot of beauty comes from within and shines out, but we still represent in our art the kind of images and ideals of beauty, or at least attractiveness. And I think promo girls and promo people are kind of tapping into this in a different way. Maybe not high art, but certainly in a different way. Now, I'm whether we should have promo girls or not, it's not something I particularly feel I'm invested in this argument enough. I would actually say that why not open it out? Why not just have promo girls, but have promo guys as well? Have just generally attractive people promoting a sport or promoting a product. Let's make it equal. Let's have grid guys and grid girls. Let's not get rid of the idea that people are models. And I've worked with models. I did a series of videos for a very famous fashion label a few years ago, and got to work with models and got to understand that for them they only have a short period of time where they can be models, and that they use the money. The money's good, and they use it to pay for degrees and study and or to travel and broaden their horizons. So it's not just a dumb career. It's often a stepping stone for bigger and better things. Why get rid of this? I don't think it's something worth doing, and I don't think we should be necessarily cheering the demise of promo girls. I think we should have opened it up to people, but don't get rid of the idea that attractiveness is a bad thing. And I think we're seeing this. We're saying that if you find somebody the opposite sex, or same sex, if you're inclined that way, as attractive, that's somehow a bad thing, and that we must reject ideas of beauty and or attractiveness, and start sort of imposing a kind of this top-down authoritarian idea of what we're allowed and what we're not allowed to find appealing. As long as the people involved are not hurt or they feel demeaned, and being a promo person, as been pointed out to me by somebody who was once a promo person, it was their choice and they did not feel demeaned. So why are we sort of micromanaging people's choices and decisions? Something the progressive left love to do. Anyway, let's go and view a beautiful work of art, and let's not disparage people for being models. Anyway, that's all from me tonight, and I'll see you on another topic at another time, sometime soon. Okay, bye.